Hello everyone. I'm sorry to come up unannounced at a time as busy as this. All this new gaming stuff has been fun for all of us, but I've got to break through the fun really quick with some unfortunate news. As many of you might be aware by now, this community has had cases of rigging in major projects, specifically with Salt, Fin for a Fish, and Diary of a Tiny Kid, among other projects. That is to say, we've been tipped off by someone who, I'll keep anonymous, that the polls for some of the latter scratch-off matches, specifically matches E and F, were rigged by a group of individuals using several dummy accounts. After seeing proof of such on a call, I can confirm that, yeah, it's true. While I'm very much disappointed in this outcome, I'm also somehow amazed at the lengths that they went through to rig a SoundCloud tournament of all things. I mean, it just seems like a waste. Admittedly, even back then, I did have my doubts on the finale getting as many votes as it did, and them being legit, but it all seemed fine at the time when I checked, so I dismissed it and just threw it up to generosity as, the bracket was ending. Now, I bet you're all curious as to why I'm bringing this up in a video. I could have just thrown this on a message on Discord or something. And the project's already ended, so why change what's already been finished? Despite the quality of most of our output, I do regret how a lot of Scratch-Off came out. I mean, it's my first major project, built off mostly mine and Skelly's ideas, so it was never going to come out perfect, but a lot of my original vision was lost due to an ultimate lack of a backroom for progress. And trust me, Skellies did try and make one. An admittedly small staff of musicians who were just mostly friends that I'd met back when WASP was a thing, and a lack of real communication between anyone, leading to multiple droughts in uploads and content. More specifically, the big gap between Halloween Hangover and everything else. I'm honestly surprised the thing even got finished to begin with. Everything seemed to be against it, and, well, it ended. Can't say it was a good ending in its rawest form, but it sure as shit ended. The recent bonus match illustrates some of those ideas that I wanted to incorporate in the tournament, like elimination tracks and guest characters relating to each fighter showing up every now and then. But ultimately those ideas only showed up in very unorthodox ways, like the extra characters in lore, or the reunion dual tracks after match E. I've been thinking over my options on where to go from here. I do love Scratch-Off, and while I may not be proud of how it ultimately stands, it doesn't mean I want to disown it or anything. So I've settled on a few options, and I'm going to let you decide on what comes next for the project. A. We let the past remain the past. Rigged or not, we continue on to whatever comes next. It's fine as it is, and we don't need to fix it. Just improve from it. B. We host a revote, much like Salt's doing right now. Sometime after my smaller projects I've got running in the background are finished. And we throw on some remastered tracks and a bonus match for Oral vs Fabio to round off the original round robin formula I tried to deviate from for the sake of being original. Yeah, fucking great reason. Or C. A complete remaster set to my original vision for the project, completely back to basics. Now that I'm much more comfortable in my art skills, running polls and managing people, and the fact that I can make my own mashups, even if they are a bit primitive, I am willing to redo the project with some familiar and fresh faces, and present it as an 8-person bracket, much like what I wanted to do beforehand. I'm okay with any of these ideas, but me and Skeletons have always wanted Scratch-Off to be something the community can really enjoy. And I ultimately did make the mistake of limiting a lot of what we made to the old WASP server. So for once, I'm, gonna let you guys have a bit of the action. The poll's in the description. I'll leave it up for about a week or so you've got plenty of time to figure out what you want to do, or, tell your friends if you think they'd like it. That's all for me. I'll probably see you guys in the near future. I've got a few plans for this account. What they'll be depends on what you guys choose. But until then, stay scratching.